Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. We haven't done a one race wonder for a while, so why don't we do one now? This is episode 26 of a series looking at the racing drivers who managed one and only one actual start in Formula 1. We've looked at drivers from every era, from Adolf Broods to Miguel Angel Guerra to Marcus Winkelhock, all the way to Jack Aitken, with plenty of others in between. So make sure you check out the playlist and subscribe to the channel. And with that, let's take a look at today's one race wonder, the Italian Piero Drogo, and his one race in Formula 1. Born in Italy in 1926 to farmers, Piero Drogo would move to Venezuela at some point during World War II. It was in South America that Drogo began his motor racing career. He got some good results in Venezuela and Ecuador, racing in a Mercedes 300 SL before switching to a Ferrari. He never really had any great successes in sports car racing. A decent fourth place in the 1958 1000 km Buenos Aires, a round of the World Sports Car Championship at the time, is really the result that stands out the most, and it's hardly a Le Mans win. Speaking of Le Mans, Piero Drogo did attempt the famous 24-hour race once, also in 1958 in a Ferrari 250 Testarossa with Cuban Alfonso Gomez Mena. They only made it 45 laps into the race before the engine let go, and that was that. He'd finished 5th in the 1959 Targa Floria, but at this time didn't seem to be racing all that much. He'd moved back to Italy at some point in 1958 and was working for the small Italian racing company Automobili Stanguellini as a racing mechanic. So we can presume money may have been an issue for his racing career, but somehow in 1960 he managed to secure a drive in the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. I can't find a reason why a moderately competent sports car driver was chosen to race in a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Entry rules were looser back then, and I think we can presume he paid for it. He managed to get on the grid with the help of all the British teams who decided not to attend the 1960 Italian Grand Prix. The issue was with the Monza banking, with the British teams being concerned they were too dangerous and the organisers wanting to give Ferrari an advantage. The field was a bit of a mess, made up with privateers and Formula 2 cars. Piero Drogo raced for the Scuderia Colonia team, ran by Wolfgang Seidel, a German racer who usually entered himself into a few Grand Prix a year, starting 10 between 1953 and 1962. Never scoring points and only being classified 3 times with a best 9th, funnily enough in the 1960 Italian Grand Prix. Piero Drogo, driving in a Cooper T43, qualified 15th out of 16 drivers and a massive 30 seconds off the pole time. Old racing is weird. Can you imagine if Nicholas Latifi qualified 30 seconds off Max Verstappen's time? He'd be sacked immediately. He'd have his licence torn up. The race went pretty well for Drogo, all things considered. He finished 8th ahead of Wolfgang Seidel and was only 5 laps down. This appears to be the last race he entered, or at least the last I can find. He may have entered some lower level sports car races, but this was the peak of his racing career. That same year he began working for an Italian specialist bodywork manufacturer with customers such as Ferrari and other European sports car companies. This business would last for about a decade before going bankrupt, at which point in 1971 Piero Drogo would open a car dealership selling Italian sports cars. Sadly, he would be killed in a car crash in 1973. Piero Drogo represents a very different time in Formula 1 racing when almost anyone could find themselves in the race seat as long as they had the right contacts and money. Piero Drogo is not a name linked with a lot of motorsport success, but he is a one race wonder in the history of Formula 1. Make sure you check out the One Race Wonder playlist. This is episode 26, so there's now plenty of content for you to catch up on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as we head very quickly towards 600. Like and share the video. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.